I originally didn't even like intend to record this painting and post it out. This is actually like a screen recording for me being on a FaceTime call with my girlfriend. So I do apologize for the quality and her face like popping up every now and then. But it was unintentional. I didn't even know that she was recording. I did end up, of course, recording the process of this painting later on. So I do apologize for that low quality. But what I really want to talk about is like inconsistency, things like building a routine, things like that, right? And like being inconsistent as an artist is a detriment to your soul, to your being, because it's like when you're inconsistent, how can you kind of like rely on yourself, right? If you're not going to show up there for yourself. And I've been inconsistent. I haven't uploaded in the past couple of days. I haven't been really I guess focusing on art like that. And it's just like I've been so stuck in my own head and everything, getting frustrated. And it's just like becoming like a prisoner in my own mind. And it just kind of like leads to a lot of like upset and frustration and confusion to the point to where like you don't even like start on anything, you don't even do anything, and that's gonna lead you to feel even worse, right? Because if you're an artist and you have that like you want to create, but you're not creating, and the more days go by that you're not creating, the more frustrated you get. And if you already feel, I don't know, frustrated or aggravated at life, depending on whatever's happening to you, then you not fulfilling your passion is just going to add on to that, right? And it's just going to make things seem worse. But it's good to get out, you know. It's good to just like, I don't know, something so simple as like going to the park, walking around. I don't know, man, doing chin ups on the playground set in the morning when nobody's there. Just clearing your mind, things like that. Some physical activity, right? And just kind of like being content with what you have, like having gratification. So many things could be going wrong in your life, but you still are alive. Your heart is still beating. You still have family members that are there, that love you very much. Even if you don't like live within proximity to them, give them a call, things like that. And it's just like you're able to stand up on your own feet. Well, unless you're crippled, but again, you're still alive. So it's just trying to appreciate things more and just slowing down a bit. So your mind. I feel like my mind maybe. I guess I'll just talk about myself. Like I feel like I get stuck in it sometimes, and most of the time I'm not really like a negative thinker, but the night that I started this drawing, that entire day I just like, it's like in my own head. I was just so stuck in my own head, and I didn't feel well, at least mentally at all. But it's like in a moment of silence, I just got up and I just started working on a painting. I was like just scrolling through YouTube, like just for whatever reason, and it was a video of like this art channel, this guy doing art, and he was like, and I didn't even click on the video. It was just start now or something like that, or it was like there's nothing like a present. However, the video was like titled and thumbnailed, and then I just immediately got up, and my girlfriend texted me like, do you want to get on the phone? I was like, sure, but I'll be painting. And then that's how it started, right? There could have been, if I didn't decide to get up and start painting just out of the blue, then this might have never happened, right? And it's like I had videos that I've made and I've just kind of been sitting on them, haven't let them out, and it's just like, why haven't I done that? Is it just laziness? Is it just being inconsistent? Is it not feeling motivated, or whatever the case may be? But the thing is, like, recording myself, because this is new, I guess, for me, for doing art, right? And I've never really like recorded myself doing art. And I feel like, do I record myself? Should I record myself every time I make something, every time I do art, right? Because I feel like I don't know what it is, but I can't really say that as if there's like pressure, if I feel like there's pressure on me when I have the camera on. But sometimes I can forget it's there and I don't really worry about it. But a lot of times I feel like, especially when I'm doing drawings in my sketchbook and I'm painting, it's just kind of like, not painting, but like drawing or whatever I'm doing, coloring in my sketchbook. It just, because it kind of feels like, it just feels phony. It just feels like, I'm just trying to fill out the pages just to make a measly video, and I feel like I'm not really putting my all into it, right? And I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to just put my everything into it, and I want to be more consistent. I want to be a lot more consistent when it comes to putting in my all. So it's just kind of like that muscle of like me putting in my most effort, or at least a good amount of my effort, so it doesn't feel phony or fake, to be something that, like, that muscle that I can grow over a period of time, and then that way its capacity can be a lot better. People might talk about like burnout and stuff like that, but I feel like if you show up enough consistently, then it's going to kind of like, the skill is going to better itself and you'll acquire better skill. Look at my tank top inside out. Look at me, so goofy. But yeah, I'll talk about the painting just a little bit. This is a self-portrait. It kind of reminds me of, I can't remember the name of the artist, but he did the album cover for Kanye's My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Although his art is kind of like more grotesque, or I guess like uncanny or creepy looking, but in like a fun way. And this is kind of like almost like a caricature. This is a self-portrait. Usually when I paint or draw or whatever, I don't intend to draw characters or people that look like me. They just kind of end up coming out like that. And I wonder what it is that makes me kind of like gravitate towards more of like depicting myself in many different ways, right? Because a lot of my art, I almost always unintentionally make self-portraits, right? Even if I don't see that person as me, but a lot of people will see that painting or that figure in that painting, as me, right? And I don't know if that should kind of say like if I'm self-centered, or if I'm, I don't know, selfish or self-obsessed, or if like, I don't know. But then again, it's like it's not like I'm making like flattering depictions of me. I'm not sitting here on top of a mountain with like, six-pack abs glistening, and like I have like a 10 out of 10 babe on my shoulder or whatever. It's just kind of like look at this, like this painting is like, it's similar to me, I guess you can say, to my looks, but of course it's not like me. It's like an abstract type of representation of me, right? And it's not like I was putting like a bunch of thought or effort as to how I wanted it to turn out. It just kind of like is the way it is. I knew I was gonna draw like a facial figure, and then like paint it in like a black facial figure. But then it's just kind of like, oh, let me do his hair like this, and then usually it's like when I start to do the hair a certain way, then it's like, okay, and then it's just kind of me, But yeah, I've experienced this all my life as an artist, when it comes to making stuff, and it just kind of looks like me. When I first started drawing, like my OCs and stuff like that, they looked like me, or they at least kind of looked like how I wanted to look like to a certain degree. And that just kind of like, I don't know if it's because maybe I'm just used to myself, and then I'm familiar, so I'm going to be drawing something that's more familiar, or whatever the case may be. And that just tends to happen when I don't think about what I'm putting down on paper, or at least when I'm not trying to intentionally make something, I'm just kind of making stuff. But I wonder if, like, let's say if I gain, or when I do gain more life experience, that's going to change and whatnot. But yeah, I just want to summarize some stuff, like, going back to consistency. Again, like inconsistency, I have my issues, I have my problems, and I really want to do a lot better. And it's just like, I just kind of have to just free myself of my mind, just through just mindless creation. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.